God, I always struggle with this one because if it's not Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't know who the hell it is. But that would be my guess. I'd say Dua Lipa. Yeah, we saw Dua live in concert, and I was crushing on Ellie and Dua at the same night. Um, it's probably gonna be our first dance song, which that may be confidential. I don't know, but it's the Post Malone remake of the Hootie and the Blowfish song, the "I Only Want to Be with You." I only want to be with you. So Ellie loves to leave dishes soaking in the sink. I don't mind dishes in the sink, but if it's like, a bowl of pasta that's got some sauce on the side, she'll just like leave hot water sitting in there. And for some reason that just like is a big pet peeve of mine. I think I'm just a little OCD about the dishes too. And then number two, not that I have multiple pet peeves, but Ellie likes to say sorry after everything. She likes to apologize when there's no apology needed. Like if let's say the volume is turned up a little bit too loud on the TV. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I always jokingly say like, "Babe, you don't need to be sorry. Babe, you don't need to be." And so that's my generic response every time she says sorry now, hoping that someday it'll be just as annoying. So Jean tells her all the time too. Like Ellie, when we were on the family vacation in the Bahamas, Jean was like, "Stop fucking saying sorry to me." The biggest thing I'm afraid of like encountering are snakes. Like I have a deathly fear of snakes. Won't touch it with a 10-foot pole, even if it's like one of those like snakes that people carry along the strip in Vegas, or like those harmless ones. I won't even bother. But like a life fear is just like going broke and being homeless. As ridiculous as that sounds, it's a healthy fear, but it's definitely always a fear of mine. Ellie is an aggressive driver. I would say I'm a defensive driver, defensive conservative. Um, and yeah, anytime Ellie and I get in the car to go places, she always makes me do so. And she loves being driven around, so I think that I win that one. I would probably say what I'm doing right now, and it's having a Zin in my mouth. Oh, tank tops, no brainer. She doesn't let me even wear tank tops to the gym hardly. I brought one tank top to the Bahamas, and it was vetoed the one time I tried to bust it out playing pickleball. Hank, come here.
Oh, he's so
Sit.
fluffy.
Sit. Shake. Oh boy.
Oh, what a good boy. And his toys up there.
Okay, back to the questionnaire. When it comes to the dogs, I'm definitely the stricter parent, and I think that'll probably be the same when we're parenting children. Um, I definitely won't discipline my children the same way I try to discipline Hank, but I think I'll be the stricter parent. A beach residence in Florida or some other coastal state. Ellie will be for sure. She has bad hangovers. 18 hours maybe. Very romantic makeshift bedroom out of a closet that had like a bunk bed that was like 2 twin beds. I would say over the course of our relationship, it's cowgirl.
Wow.
None
Where
of
is
this can be used against me in any officiant speech by your husband, Natalie, or any family gatherings. In my dad's neighborhood in Montana, there's like a clubhouse that's like open to like everybody in the neighborhood, and they have a steam room in there. And so Ellie came into the men's locker room with me into the steam room, and we had sex in there. So that was definitely like probably the riskiest. There's been places that have been cool, but I would say as far as like crazy and riskiness and like having sex in a public setting, that was probably it.
where would you say your coolest place was?
Uh, Probably on a yacht last week.
Oh,
There's a lot of things that I'll just like tie in one, but Ellie's like ambition and her professionalism and her just like maturity. She's very much a independent woman who is very self-sufficient and is just like very motivated to do well in her own career. And I find that to be like one of the most attractive things about her is she's very smart, intelligent, and driven, and all those things just kind of tie into her professionalism, and I find that to be very attractive, and I think that's going to carry her very far in life, and already has at this point of her life and career, and yeah. Uh, that I haven't really done too much. No, just kidding. um, the putting the list together of like who is coming is always really exciting, of like who's going to be there, and like envisioning like who we're inviting and like who we're going to be celebrating with. That's always really fun. The venue itself, like going and touring the venue and like seeing it live in person and doing like a walkthrough and like visualizing, okay, like this is where we're walking down the aisle, this is where we're getting married, this is where like the cocktail hour and the reception is and everything. Like that was really fun and exciting. But yeah, Ellie's honestly like her, Natalie, and Jean have really just been like handling like the bulk of the wedding planning, which is normal and typical. But there's been a few things that I've been involved in that always get you super excited. And yeah, touring the venue is definitely one of them. And building out the list is always fun. Cutting people from the list is not fun, uh, but it's been really cool and super excited about it. Um, Probably just like picking and choosing from our friends, like who can and can't come. That's always tough because there's people that I'm friends with that Ellie doesn't really know too well, or there's people that Ellie is friends with that like I don't really know too well and stuff like that. So that part of like the planning process is always difficult.